What's up, guys? Jared here, Paintbrush Samurai. Over the past couple days, I've been concocting a really brilliant idea, or at least I think it's really brilliant. And then I've been testing it, and now I'm here to bring you guys a little bit of results. Alright, now the idea was built upon trying to get more energy, more positive energy, get a lot more done, and do it in an effective way. Alright? And I think I've possibly found, at least so far for me, the most effective way to manage time, get things done, and sustain high energy levels. Alright? Now, before I get into what the idea actually is, I want to get into real quick the three things that I kind of nitpicked from as other resources to come up with something a little bit more original, my own idea, based on the knowledge of other people. So do not just take in my word for it. Alright. The first one is this book right here, John Maxwell, How Successful People Think. There's a part in this book where he talks about how people who get stuff done make a daily planner, and they fill it out and they do it, and it's okay, it's pretty good. But he's like, but what's better is people who fill out their calendar for a whole week and get it done. That's really good. What he personally does is fills out the next 40 days and then gets that done, and that's the most effective in his opinion. So at first I didn't know how I feel about that, because me personally, I like to keep track of my goals daily. I like to wake up and decide, well, here's what I'm going to do today. Here's what I feel like doing today, etc. Oh, well, here's the thing that came up today. I'll write that in the schedule. That's what I like to do. But I always keep an open mind, and he had some good information to back it up. So that's kind of, I stole part of my idea from that. The second thing that I stole the idea from is this book right here, How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big, by Scott Adams. In this book, he talks about, well, he talks about a lot of things, but the part of information that I'm stealing from kind of is, or borrowing, really, is there a chapter where he talks about the difference between systems and goals. He talks about how goals are for weak people and systems are for winners. Alright, and what does he mean by this? He kind of changes the definitions a little bit just to fit it, but I think it still makes sense. Alright, for example, a goal would be to lose 10 pounds. That's a goal. Alright, and the problem with goals is that until you reach that goal, you're in a constant state of failure. Right? Even if you've lost 8 pounds, you haven't met your goal, so you're kind of just a failure. Or you didn't do 20 pages of drawing, you only did 18, well then you failed. Right? You failed. That failure negative mindset it's really taxing. And even after you complete your goal, you're still in a negative state, because you're probably just going to create a new goal and then be disappointed that you haven't completed that goal yet. Now, a system. What is a system? For him, a system is basically a method, a way of approaching a problem. It's not necessarily a solution entirely. For example, instead of losing 10 pounds, that's the goal, the system would be to go to the gym every single day. So the problem is losing weight, being fit. The system is going to the gym every single day. The goal is to lose 10 pounds. So he says the most effective thing to focus on is the systems, and the goals, they just kind of rack up themselves. You don't have to create them. The third thing that I stole from is Terry Crews. Alright, you probably would recognize him from the Old Spice commercial if you don't recognize him by his name. And I'm not exactly sure where I heard this or read this. It was a very long time ago, but I don't know why it always stuck in my mind. Something that Terry Crews said when asked about how do you get started in going to the gym? How do you get motivated to go to the gym every single day? And his response was that he simply went to the gym every single day at the scheduled time. But he didn't have to work out. In fact, he said sometimes I'd go to the gym, I'd just sit on the bench and then leave. But he had to go to that gym at that time and be there for an hour or whatever it was. And the idea is that if you're already there in the gym, going to the gym is the hardest part of going to the gym. Sounds obvious, but really, truly, once you get inside the gym, it's not like I'm not gonna not work out. I'm already here. So I've combined all three of these into one really powerful method that I've been using to get a lot done, and I think you guys could utilize it too. Basically, the idea is simple. I'm starting with 1 week at a time for now. Maybe I'll increase it to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like John Maxwell suggested. I planned out my entire week this week. Every single hour. Right? So I had all these things I wanted to do, and me and my partner, we would meet up and we'd say, well, did you do 20 pages of drawing? Did you make this many phone calls? And instead, we both made a schedule every single hour of every single day from the day we started until when we meet again. And in that time, we wrote things that we wanted to do. For example, maybe I'm going to go to the coffee shop and draw from 12 to 1:30, which I did. But the rule is, you don't actually have to do any of it, but you have to do there, or you have to be there, and you have to have whatever it is readily available to you. For example, I don't have to go draw, but I have to be at the coffee shop with a pencil in my hand and an open sketchbook from 12 to 1:30. But I don't have to draw. And guess what? You draw. Because you're like, well, I'm already here. I've done all the hard part. Now the easy part is just doing it. All right? For me, this has already been highly effective. It's been one of my most productive days today just using this method, and I don't even feel tired. And the best part is I never felt discouraged, because there's no negative aspect to this. You just have constant positive energy, because no matter what you're doing, working hard, sucking, doing great, you're completing the system, which is the way you accomplish your goal. You don't focus on the goal, you focus on the system. It's brilliant. Alright, this is absolutely brilliant. So, I hope this video is clear enough for you to understand. I really hope you guys can implement this into your life. I'm just giving you the results of when I'm trying it, and it's working out great. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it made all made sense. I'm Jared, Paintbrush Samurai.